So this is part 2. I kind of broke it up because that video was kind of like past 13 minutes, and I didn't want you to have a long, drawn-out video. So the diagnosis for this patient's visit is going to be hypertensive heart and CKD, stage 1 through 4, and we know that this patient has stage 2. So it's going to be I13.0. This patient has chronic atrial fibrillation, and it's going to be I48.2. So earlier it just had AFib, and I put I48.91, and that's because it just had AFib. It wasn't specified whether it's permanent, chronic, persistent. So now when the doctor go down to the assessment and the diagnosis, he was more specific and said this patient has chronic AFib. So I know to code that is I48.2 instead of I48.91, which is unspecified. So they also listed the body mass index, like I mentioned, of being 40. And so we're going to put this Z6841 code for that. Morbid obesity. Anytime the BMI is kind of like 40 or above, you're going to pretty much always see the doctor specify that this patient is morbidly obese. And that code is E66.01. So finishing up the assessment, it said the patient came in today for clearance for gastric surgery. They recommended an echo Doppler to check the patient's heart. Stress test 2017 was normal. No need for further cardiac workup at this time. It lists the provider, the date. It says no cardiovascular contraindications for surgery, which means this patient is all clear for their gastric surgery. So here's a plan of care, and it just lists a whole lot of things of plan of care, and I am going to list the date that the physician signed it. That's going to be very important because the signature is supposed to always be on every encounter. So you want to make sure that the physician signed the chart. So thank you again for joining as I coded this live chart. I hope you learned something. Again, thanks for joining the Coding Coach. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.